English learners. Welcome back to the A to Z English podcast. I'm John.
And I'm Sarah. We're so glad you've joined us once again. In our last episode, we discussed the importance of idioms and storytelling in English communication. Today, we're diving into another crucial skill, active listening, a skill that's essential not just for learning a language, but for effective communication in general.
That's right, Sarah. Active listening isn't just about hearing words. It's about fully engaging with the speaker and understanding the message behind those words. It's a skill that can enhance your conversations, whether you're talking to friends, colleagues, or anyone else.
1. What is active listening? Let's start by defining what active listening really means. Active listening is about focusing your full attention on the speaker, not just hearing what they say, but really understanding it. This involves paying attention to their words, tone of voice, body language, and even the emotions they might be expressing.
That's a good point, Sarah. When we actively listen, we're not just passively receiving information, we're engaging with it. We're mentally processing what's being said, and we're also considering the speaker's intent and feelings. This kind of deep engagement is what sets active listening apart from just hearing.
Exactly, John. And let's not forget that active listening also involves nonverbal communication. This includes nodding, maintaining eye contact, and using facial expressions that show you're following along and interested in the conversation.
Yes, these nonverbal cues are critical because they signal to the speaker that you're engaged and receptive. They help create a connection between you and the speaker, making the conversation more dynamic and interactive.
2. Why is active listening important? Now, why is active listening so important? For one, it helps to build stronger relationships. When you actively listen to someone, you show that you value their thoughts and opinions, which can deepen your connection with them.
Absolutely, Sarah. In both personal and professional settings, active listening is key to building trust and mutual respect. People appreciate it when they feel heard and understood, and this can make your interactions more meaningful and productive.
Another important aspect is that active listening helps reduce misunderstandings. When you're fully engaged in a conversation, you're less likely to miss key details or misinterpret what's being said. This leads to clearer communication and fewer conflicts.
And in the context of language learning, active listening is particularly valuable. By listening carefully, you pick up on new vocabulary, different sentence structures, and the subtle nuances of how English is spoken. It's a great way to improve your comprehension and speaking skills simultaneously.
I completely agree, John. Active listening also allows you to engage more fully in conversations, making you a more effective communicator overall. Whether you're having a casual chat or participating in a formal meeting, the ability to listen actively can make a big difference.
3. Key techniques for active listening. So, how can we practice active listening? Here are some techniques that can help you develop this important skill.
First, focus on the speaker. This might seem obvious, but in today's world, distractions are everywhere. Whether it's your phone, your thoughts, or something happening around you, it's easy to get sidetracked. Make a conscious effort to focus entirely on the person you're speaking with.
One way to do this is by minimizing distractions. If you're in a conversation, put away your phone, avoid multitasking, and try to be fully present. This not only helps you listen better, but also shows respect to the speaker.
Another important technique is to listen without interrupting. It can be tempting to jump in with your own thoughts or solutions, but it's important to let the speaker finish. This gives them the space to express themselves fully and allows you to gather all the information before responding.
A helpful habit is to paraphrase or summarize what the speaker said to confirm your understanding. You might say something like, "So, what I'm hearing is," or, "If I understand correctly, you're saying that." This shows the speaker that you were listening and gives them a chance to clarify if needed.
And don't forget about nonverbal cues. Nodding, maintaining eye contact, and using facial expressions that match the conversation's tone all contribute to showing that you're engaged and listening actively.
Another technique is to ask open-ended questions. This encourages the speaker to share more and shows that you're genuinely interested in what they're saying. For example, instead of asking, "Did you like it?" you could ask, "What did you think about it?" This invites a more detailed response and keeps the conversation flowing.
4. Active listening in casual conversations. Let's talk about how you can apply active listening in casual conversations. These might be chats with friends, family, or colleagues where the tone is relaxed.
In these situations, active listening helps you connect more deeply with others. For example, if a friend is telling you about their weekend, really listen to what they're saying. Ask follow-up questions like, "How did that make you feel?" or "What happened next?" This shows that you're interested and care about their experience.
And don't just listen for the words. Pay attention to the emotions behind them. If your friend seems excited, sad, or frustrated, acknowledge those feelings in your response. This makes the conversation more empathetic and meaningful.
Humor can also play a big role in casual conversations. If your friend shares a funny story, engage with it. Laugh, share your own related experience, and keep the energy positive. This kind of active participation shows that you're not just listening, but enjoying the conversation as well.
Exactly. And sometimes active listening in casual settings means knowing when to give the speaker space. If someone is sharing something difficult or personal, sometimes the best response is just to listen quietly, nod, and let them know you're there for them.
5. Active listening in professional settings. Now, let's discuss how active listening plays a role in more formal settings, such as the workplace. In professional environments, active listening is crucial for effective teamwork, problem-solving, and leadership.
Absolutely. When you actively listen in meetings or discussions, you're better equipped to contribute valuable input. You'll understand the issues more clearly and can offer solutions that address the real needs and concerns of the group.
And let's not forget that active listening can help you build better relationships with colleagues. By showing that you value their ideas and input, you foster a collaborative and supportive work environment. This can lead to greater job satisfaction and better team performance.
Active listening is also a powerful tool in leadership. Leaders who listen actively to their team members are more likely to gain their trust and respect. This in turn can lead to higher morale and a more motivated team.
Another important aspect is that active listening can enhance your professional image. When you listen carefully to others, you're seen as thoughtful, considerate, and capable of making well-informed decisions. This can be a major asset in your career.
6. Challenges to active listening. Of course, like any skill, active listening has its challenges. One common challenge is dealing with distractions, whether they're external, like noise, or internal, like your own thoughts.
That's right, Sarah. It's easy to get distracted, especially if the topic isn't particularly interesting to you. One way to overcome this is by reminding yourself of the importance of the conversation and making a conscious effort to stay engaged.
Another challenge is dealing with emotions, both yours and the speaker's. If the conversation is heated or emotional, it can be hard to listen without reacting immediately. In these situations, try to stay calm and focus on understanding the other person's perspective before responding.
And let's not forget that language barriers can also make active listening difficult. If English isn't your first language, you might struggle to keep up with fast-paced conversations or understand unfamiliar vocabulary. But remember, practice makes perfect. The more you listen, the better you'll get.
Exactly. And if you don't understand something, don't hesitate to ask for clarification. This shows that you're trying to understand, which is a key part of active listening.
7. Practice makes perfect. Like with any skill, the best way to improve your active listening is through practice. Start by applying these techniques in your daily interactions and observe how it affects your conversations.
One way to practice is by reflecting on your conversations. After a discussion, ask yourself, did I really listen? Did I understand the speaker's message? How could I improve my listening skills next time? This kind of self-reflection is key to becoming a better listener.
Another fun way to practice is by listening to podcasts or watching TV shows in English and focusing on understanding every word and nuance. Try summarizing what you heard afterward or discussing it with a friend. This not only improves your listening skills, but also helps you retain new information.
And if you're up for a challenge, try listening to conversations in different accents or dialects. This will train your ear to pick up on different pronunciations and speaking styles, making you a more versatile listener.
8. Conclusion and final thoughts. Active listening is a powerful tool that can improve your English communication and help you build stronger relationships. By practicing it regularly, you'll become a more effective and engaging communicator.
We hope today's episode has given you some useful tips and inspiration to start focusing more on your listening skills. Remember, great communication isn't just about speaking well, it's also about listening well.
Thanks for tuning in to the A to Z English podcast. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone. Happy listening.